You're watching the Bare Knuckle Show with Brian Socia, but you already know that, don't you? Lucky you!
What's your name?
Jim Norton. I'm a nobody.
Guardian! Go! Slaveski!
100% gonna be blood. You know, it's just gonna be a war.
Big arm right in! Down goes Connor Tierney. 10 seconds remaining. That is the stoppage. That is the win for Goyo Slaveski.
You know I'm coming for the title.
The head movement, big right hand. This fight is over. Chris leads it off.
We are all the way live from Satellite 5. I'm Brian Socia with the Bare Knuckle Show. Glad you're hanging out with us as always. A lot of stuff to unpack today. We'll talk a little bit about BKFC 48 and so much other stuff coming up as well. Matter of fact, very excited because the undefeated Brian Duran is going to be stopping by to chat with us ahead of BKFC 49. A huge fight for him. And speaking of that, the same card, Gogo is going to stop by. He'll talk to us ahead of his world title fight, which is, in my estimation, the biggest fight of his life. August 25th goes down to Miami, BKFC 49. And speaking of that show, little birdie told me that Tom Schoaf will be on that show, but it's going to be his last show, his last fight in Bare Knuckles. So we have a little tribute video to Tom Schoaf. We'll talk about his last fight in Miami coming up against Bryce Henry, and we'll talk about how that might go. A light look back at BKFC 48 as well. Look at that picture, Chris smiling with the bucked up energy. Look at him, trying to get another sponsorship for himself. Some exclusive footage from BKFC 48 as well. This is stuff that you don't see on the broadcast, that you're never going to see anywhere else. It's just stuff that we kind of sift through and find little interesting things in the squared circle right after decisions, a lot of different stuff. We'll check into that. Plus, G versus Bryce Hall, the aftermath, what the fighters are saying about it, what people are saying on social media about it. Also, some new signings. I should say Conor to fight Bare Knuckle. Conor McGregor saying he might fight Bare Knuckle. We'll talk about that, maybe who your dream opponent for Conor would be. You can drop him in the chat. I'll ask you that again later. Also, new signings. We're going to look into them. Celebrities in attendance at BKFC 48 because we like to check those out. Tryout news, much more, all today on the Bare Knuckle Show. The first thing I want to get into, though, popping your bucked up in there? There he goes. He's getting his sponsorship, too. The BKFC family has joined us in the chat. Here I seen, oh, Jesus. That's what Mike says. Thank you for that. Greetings from somebody else. Big Ben's here. Russell Maxim, yo, what's up, BKFC fam? We love that guy as well. And I can't read the name, but it's Elk. Yes, Elk. Elky? I don't know. Anyway, you're cool. Greetings to you as well. More people joining the chat. But the first thing I really want to talk about and unpack here is something that happened behind the scenes at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we have a guy on the show here. We love him. He does a lot of great work. He works very hard. He's earned the nickname Broke It Brandon because he's made some mistakes. And this may be the biggest mistake he's ever made. Bad, really bad. Let's talk about it. I actually made notes on this mistake to make sure I'm correct. I want to tell the story about what happened. So, Brandon, do you want to tell like a concise story? I'll ask you questions and you'll talk about what you did wrong. How about that? And we'll think about a punishment for you or decide.
We'll
what we're
do it
gonna
like
next.
that. Go ahead, ask away.
So, we're in Albuquerque. You probably watched the press conference. Right after the press conference, Brandon does a lot of stuff for the company. I'm not taking that away from him. He's got a lot of balls he's juggling, so to speak. And hey now. But he's packing out. Is that what you guys call it? Packing out? Loading out?
Loading out.
Thank you. Loading out. Loading out the press conference with all of the gear, all this expensive gear. And it seems to me that when you're loading the truck and you put down a piece of gear. How much was that gear worth in your estimation?
6 G's.
$6,000. I didn't know it was that much. $6,000. Okay. Wow. This is a big mistake. $6,000. Next thing you know, you're looking in the truck and you can't find that piece of gear. Where'd that piece of gear go?
Here, I'll just throw up a picture and we'll let the chat guess on what happened to it.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what So in the chat right now, you can guess what happened with Broke It Brandon as we were leaving the press conference. He looks very defeated in this picture.
He was very upset. He actually suggested that we go around and put the word out and just beat every homeless person we see.
That's something he would do.
Goddamn right.
I agree. So if you don't know, if you can't figure it out, he left out a $6,000 piece of equipment. And for a second, and next thing you know, we had camera footage. We couldn't get it, but we had it. I believe they said a homeless person in a salmon-colored shirt wheeled your $6,000 away. And then you guys, you had like every police officer. There was security on the scene. Yeah. There was you guys in cars going around looking. And like, again, What were you going to actually do, though? If you saw this homeless person, were you going to ask for it back? Were you going to negotiate a deal? What was your plan?
If we did find him, I was just gonna go up and be like, drop that. That's not yours. And if he tried to run away, then I would have ran up and grabbed it. But if he was gonna like pull a weapon on me or something, then I was like probably just gonna call the cops. But.
What a wimp! So
You're not willing to die for this company?
Yeah, fire him. That's ridiculous. So $6,000 worth of equipment. Gone.
I don't know how I would have reacted. I've never had this happen to me before.
Boy, I hope it never happens again.
But I was heated in the moment, so more than likely I would have.
We had the truck filled.
I would have
like 4 guys on the hunt.
Yeah, I probably if I found him, I probably would have. I wouldn't have tried to resolve it peacefully. Be like, just give me that shit. But if he tried to fight me for it, I probably would have. I mean, yeah.
You would have fought him.
I would have fought him.
You would have fought him, and you would knock some of his teeth out, and you would have had our stuff back. But the thing is, you even went the next day. You're on Facebook Marketplace. You're going to pawn shops, flea markets. I mean, you were very upset. So we are sorry this happened for the company and for your future with the company. That's what you should do. Take him out back. Give him the old Yeller treatment. Give him the of mice and men Lenny treatment, right? That's the Pee Wee Herman there. That's Pee Wee Herman, buddy. So, so what we have to do, Evan's soundboard happy. So what we have to do is we have to punish Brandon. I think Brandon, you would agree. We have to punish you for this.
Yeah. I mean, I've been beating myself up over it for. It'll take me for.
I know you have.
Since it happened till now. I tried. I called every pawn shop in Albuquerque.
Yep.
Every computer store that says they buy computer stuff. I called. I went to flea markets and like walked around and gave the information to the people that run those. And
you were out there.
Yeah, literally, like the day after the show.
I mean,
Saturday, I went to this flea market that like some pawn shop said like they sell stolen stuff there sometimes. So I went there and I walked around for like 3 hours until I had to catch my flight.
Well, thank you for doing all that.
But and I'm still looking on the sites around Albuquerque
today. He was on his phone today looking.
Yeah.
But we appreciate your hard work in trying to find it. I don't know if you're going to somewhere. Some homeless guy's got $6,000 worth of equipment. He's filming. He's having a great time. I think it's because we had you act homeless for your last punishment. Now they're upset.
Yeah, they saw that and they really did not like that.
Yeah,
so I don't know if we should do that anymore.
Well, let's in the
repercussions.
Chat. In the chat.
I will say this though.
What?
And we're not sponsored by Apple or anything, but this is a great reason why you should have air tags on all your shit.
I don't think anybody wants to take advice from you anymore. I don't think there's any kind of advice you can give us that matters. You just stop trying to teach us.
Well, that's not advice I'm giving. That's just
common sense.
Yes. Exactly.
So here's what we're going to do, because we're spending way too long on this, because I don't want to beat you up too bad. In the chat, let us know what we should punish him with, how we should do it. We have some ideas, and maybe next week we'll get the punishment. Evan's got the gun out. Well, we appreciate all your hard work. Just kind of keep track of stuff, man. Come on, what are you doing? Let's talk. We'll move on from Broke It, Brandon. Actually, you felt like a failure. Evan said he's never felt like a failure in his life with his bucked up burp. Evan, is that still true?
Yes.
How have you never felt like a failure? Like when you really screwed something up in your life?
I've never screwed anything up, really.
Yeah, because you're perfect. I know that. All right. Well, the other thing I got excited about.
Sorry you think so low of yourself.
The other thing that we saw is, I love it, the celebrities at ringside. We saw Holly Holm there. That was really cool. She was there cheering on John Dodson. There's video of her. I mean, look at her. You can see her cheering on. She was excited about the fights. She loves being there. One of her Albuquerque brothers up there fighting, bringing the first bare knuckle world title to Albuquerque. I think that's super cool. I spoke with her. She just said what a good time she has, and she was so happy to be there. We were happy to have her.
She's always there.
Yeah, I know. Whenever you can tell she's a big fan. She always comes. It's cool. Also, this is big for me. I don't nerd out for celebrities or anything, but you saw him at the top of the show. Apparently, he's a fan of the Bare Knuckle show. He asked that we take a selfie, which we did. I would have asked for one anyway, and I never do selfies, and put it on our wall because he watches the show. None other than Jim Norton, hilarious comedian. If you don't know him, look at us both cheesing like losers. But he wants to be on the wall. We're going to put him on the wall. If you've never heard him, he does an MMA show. He was on Opie and Anthony for years. Hilarious comedian. Evan, I know you don't like stand-up, but I feel like he's such a dirty, horrible, mean, horrible, spirited comedian. You would really like him. I like him. He's hilarious.
What's up with that vein in your forehead?
Oh, I was.
You need to get your blood pressure checked.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Really? Well, I was running around like a lunatic sweating.
Let's do an enhancement on that.
No, move in. That's the main vein of pain. That's somewhere else.
Enhance that image.
God, let's look at it. Look at that, dude. I'll tell you, in Albuquerque, I was sweating more than I normally. I was soaked in sweat because I'm running around the whole time. Anyway, there, the main vein of pain's up there, and we We have a lot of other stuff going on. We're so happy that they came out. We always love when the celebrities come out and they kind of give us more clout, honestly, because they talk about it on their socials. But this leads me into the new segment. Well, not new. We have a new sounder for the segment. This is a great sounder for the mailbag.
Don't make me come over there and snatch you up off that couch. It's time for mail call.
Mail call. Here we go. Mailbag, mail call, whatever you want to call it. I love this. Just some great stuff that we got sent in. This is ahead of Denver. We're going to Denver for BKFC 50, of course. You can check out more at bkfc.com. Last time I was in Denver, my wife was there, and I'm walking through the parking lot, and this dude, they'll flash the picture up. He stops me, and he goes, "Hey, you want to take a picture with an alligator?" And I look really brave there, like I'm biting the alligator. But I was scared shitless. I didn't want to hold this alligator. I know
this?
This was in Denver. Some guy stopped me. He pulled this out of his truck.
BKFC 41.
I would have loved to do that.
I did it. I would love to, but I was nervous. It was the last time we were in Denver.
Are you grabbing that gator's?
Only you with his tail. Yes. I'm going to get me too'd. So this guy is a huge BKFC fan. Gator Wrestler. I want to give him the right plug here. Gator Wrestler 303 on Instagram. Gator Wrestler 303. So he also wanted his picture up back here on the wall, and he sent this video on, which I think is really cool.
Good.
Hey, what's up, Brian? So you might remember Whiplash from Colorado, the alligator you got to take your picture with. So we saw that you were having that wall of photos behind you, so we figured Whiplash would autograph the photo that you got to commemorate when you took the picture with him. So JJ's going to help me. Whiplash, open up. Oh, go a little deeper. Hold on.
That's what she said.
I knew you were going to say
Brian
that.
took a bite out of Whiplash. We'll let Whiplash... All right, hold on. Open. All right, there we go. So Whiplash signed your picture there, Brian. Let me see.
You fit it.
All right, man. Thank you for everything you do for BKFC.
Thank you for being a fan. We love that you watch, and we love that all you watch. And that thing, see, it's vicious. That's why I didn't want to hold it. I was
Thing's
nervous.
cute. Gator Wrestler's big on the BKFC Reddit, too.
Oh, he loves us, man.
I
He's
lurk on
actually
there.
a real gator wrestler. He wrestles gators much bigger than that, something I would never do, which it's crazy to me, but I'm a suburb
You
boy.
just did a fake wrestling, right?
All right, let's move on from that. Fake, you know what? I have a segment to get through here, but you want to talk fake wrestling? Come on here. I'll show you some moves. You want to come in? He's got his gun out there. The gun sound effect's always going to be there. So I know that we have Brian Duran coming up in a couple minutes. But before we get to that, I actually wrote this because I want to shout out. I want to talk about the fans. Actually, no, we have one more mail, right? Don't we have one more? Big Ben, I think,
Yeah,
right?
we
You
could
said?
take. Yeah, let's show this.
Big Ben sent this in. Big Ben's always in the chat. He's one of the biggest bare knuckle fans I've ever met. So that's a great. Oh, it's like a glamour shot. Looks great,
Crescent
Ben.
Tool.
Oh, he's
There's
there.
Crescent Tool,
There he is.
Sammer.
Oh, he's got more. He's got more. He's got the title on there. Ben's. Oh, there he is. I don't. Wow, man, you got 100 shots. We got to pick one to put on the wall.
Big Ben.
Doing
and
Big Ben and Big Ben. That might be the one. So thank you, Big Ben. He's in the chat a lot. You can say hi to him, and we'll throw that up on the wall next week. I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't. It's over here. It's too low. No, we put Jer Bear on the wall this week. We'll have to move some stuff so we can get a look at him and his sweet teas that he's holding. All right, let's talk about the people that we met in Albuquerque before we get to Brian Duran. Hello to everybody. Dude I met with his wife. They wanted photos. I had to run away. Thank you for watching. I met this guy, Damien. We sung Happy Birthday a couple shows ago to his kid. His kid wanted to come, but he couldn't, so I cut a promo for him. Hi, Damien. I know you watch. Joe, I know you're a regular watcher. Joe actually spotted Broke It Brandon. Says, is that Broke It Brandon? And then actually somebody from the media during the press conference spotted Broke It Brandon too when he was shooting the press conference. Like, is that the guy from the podcast? You're getting popular, man. For all the wrong reasons.
I know. I'm gonna turn it around.
I know you will. We're waiting for that. Shout out to Antonio and his boys and his girl and all them. They showed up too. Thank you for coming out. And what I love about Albuquerque is when you leave a town, it's always awesome when you leave the town because you're finished up. You know the people had a great time and you see the leftover remnants of the great time. Matter of fact, Albuquerque Journal, I know newspapers aren't huge everywhere, but in Albuquerque, the Journal is still gigantic, has like 150,000 circulation. They wrote a beautiful piece on us, which we're going to flash up here, about John Dotson and John Dotson winning the world title in Albuquerque, which was huge. And then also, aside from that, not Brian Duran, he's on soon. Bryce Hall being in Albuquerque. They spoke very nicely about us. Just want to shout out Albuquerque Journal. This was the day after we left, hot off the presses, and there's Bryce Hall. Great shot of Bryce Hall there.
I'm sure everybody still reads newspapers.
Are you listening, man? 150,000 in circulation still in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
I mean, you could shit on Albuquerque Journal a little more, and they won't cover us. That'd be smart, Evan. Let's do a Lytle look back before we get to Brian Duran, who's I'm sure getting ready to come on. So this is BKFC 48. I can't even hear what you're
You
saying.
might as well send a smoke signal.
Is Brian not ready yet?
No, I'm talking about
Newspapers.
newspapers, yeah. Or a carrier pigeon.
Where are you from, dude? So I want to talk about the Lytle look back. I thought this was pretty beneficial. It's about a minute long, and Lytle's kind of focusing on the top. I think it's 3 fights. He gets it done in about a minute, and we always like to check in with Lights Out Lytle and see what he thinks of the fights because the guy's been around. He's so well respected. So roll the Lytle look back.
Okay, real quick, BKFC 48 wrap-up. Great card, great crowd, and Albuquerque is always one of our favorite places to go because, man, they always come out, support us. First, a lot of good fights, but the main ones I want to recap. Keith Richardson just shows he's ready for a title fight. Dude's been legit, put on Fight of the Night, Fight of the Year candidates. I'm sorry there for that one. Fight of the Year came with another quick knockout, so he's looking phenomenal. He's ready for a title fight. Another big fight we had, Bryce Hall. I know a lot of people giving us a lot of prime for that, putting on someone like Bryce Hall, but he proved the guy's a legit fighter. Came, feel bad for G. Perez, hurt his arm, so that is what it is. But I mean, Bryce came, hopefully fight for us again. But the main thing, John Dodson, J.R. Ridge came out, he's a tough guy, did a lot of positive, good things. But I mean, John Dodson just on another level right now. Quick, fast, accurate, unbelievable. He's going to be hard to beat. I cannot wait for the next card. Sport's blowing up. Thanks for keeping watching.
I agree. I mean, we're making strides all the time. I agree with Lytle. And yeah, pretty much everything he said, that's my feelings. I think that it was a great card. Albuquerque was packed. The crowd was electric as always. We love you, Albuquerque. Brian Duran on in a couple minutes. I just texted him. He's running late. Oh, shocking. A fighter running late for an interview, which sucks because...
No, he's not. He's here.
Oh, he's here. Oh, Brian. Brian. Did you hear what the producer said about you,
Talking
Brian?
all that
Did you hear
shit.
them talking shit on you, Brian?
There he is.
I would never do that, Brian. I got the same name as you. You spelled it a little weird with B-R-Y. I'm B-R-I. I don't know what the spelling thing is, but it's good to have you on. How are you? Oh, she's staring at me. Or is it frozen? See what I mean? I can talk all the shit I want. It's frozen. So
He's back.
He's back. Okay, I'm back to being normal again. Brian, how are you, buddy?
You good right there? You guys can see me there?
Yeah, I can see you now. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm gonna take you guys for a spin because there's bad signal in Miami. There's bad weather, bro.
All right, well, take us for a spin. Just don't crash while you're talking to us. You got a fight coming up.
Nah.
Very excited. Very excited to have you on. I know a big day for you tomorrow, and I think that Evan volunteered to sing happy birthday to you. You have a big birthday tomorrow. Evan, go ahead.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Losing my voice.
Evan's losing his voice. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brian. There you go. Happy birthday to you.
Big 28, man. Big 28.
Yeah, all right. I got you there. That's
Whoa, I
big,
just turned 28 too.
big two. I don't know. Are you really
For real?
28?
Who are you talking to, me or Brian?
No, Brian.
I'm 28. I just turned 28 tomorrow. I turned 28 tomorrow. 12.
Oh.
Today at 12, I turned 28.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, happy birthday.
Yeah.
And Evan, you're 28 as
Thank
well.
you,
So
brother.
you have
Thank you.
something in common. So let's just get into it because we don't have a ton of time here with you. And I want to, there's so much with you as always. This always seems to happen, but you're not from here. You're not from the U.S.
No.
I know that.
No, I'm Cuban.
You're-
I
so
was born in Cuba.
you're born
As
in
you
Cuba.
can see, I have a tattoo right there.
There you go, man. I don't have anything like that. I'm a big wimp. I don't have any tattoos. You got a lot of them, man.
I heard a lot.
I know. That's why I won't get them. I'm not going to do that. Are you crazy? You're a bare knuckle fighter, though. I'm a wimp who sits behind a microphone, a wimp with a microphone, a moron with a mic. Let's talk about your journey over here. You know, you come from Cuba. You come to America. How old were you when you came here?
I was 9 years old.
So when you get here, 9 years old, did you know the language?
No, not at all.
Oh
Not
my-
whatsoever.
Wow, that must have
It
been
was a
tough.
little hard time with the language too at the beginning. The kids were a little cruel in school.
Yeah, I'm sure. So they probably picked on you a little bit and stuff, right? I can't imagine that now, but back
they
then.
did until I laid this big right hand down on the biggest guy in the group.
You know, I'm sure you
They
did.
learned.
I want to
They
talk
learned
about
from
that.
that day.
I want to talk about your right hand and your fight because I got some inside info from our street team that was out doing street team in Miami ahead of your fight, promoting it, which is August 25th, bkfc.com to grab the app. And somebody, when they're handing out the flyers, saw your picture, and you're a legend there. And they were like talking about some time at a Checkers at a carnival or something where you beat up 3 guys at once. Is that correct?
And it was a McDonald's. It was a McDonald's parking lot. The 3 guys. It was a McDonald's parking lot.
And
Right after there was like a carnival, like a fair going on.
Yeah.
And we had left the fair. It's called Santa's Enchanted Forest. And we had left the fair, bro. And Man, crazy, bro. Some guys just got crazy out of nowhere and they tried to jump me. They were way older than me and bigger. And I guess I got lucky with 3 punches and I put all of them down.
You took out all 3?
Yeah, I dropped every single one of them.
Brian Durant, local legend. But there's something with the checkers too. I mean, look, you're touring fast food restaurants and just beating people up when you're younger. There's something about a 6'7" guy. He was all tatted up. He's older than you. You're a little nervous. Did you roundhouse kick him in the mouth or something?
Yes, bro. I was so nervous and scared. And honestly, it was my first time in my life that I had drank. To be as honest as possible. So I was like, my first time ever drinking. And I was like, bro, I don't want to fight this guy. And like my best friend, since I got here from Cuba, his name is Pedro Montero. He was the guy that actually enticed for me to become a bare knuckle fighter. He was like, bro, let's change your life around. How about I put all the money I have behind you if you become a fighter, this and that. So same guy that did that with the BKFC, same guy that went and told me, yo, you got to fight this guy. You're not going to look like a pussy right now. You better stand up to this big-ass guy and knock him down. And I said, bro, you know what? I just went along with it. And the first reaction I had was jump and kick. I don't know why, but I just jumped and kicked the guy, and it worked, bro. It worked.
It worked out. Dude, you're like I said,
out, bro.
They were all talking about you when they saw in the Flyers. Everybody's got a Brian Durant story, I feel like, in Miami. And the thing that makes me crazy, we played it last week, you're punching a sledgehammer. Dude, look, I did this last week. I don't know if you saw it. I'm going to attempt for you. If you can see, I'm going to punch this hammer and see how it turns out. You ready? I'm going to really do it.
And that's a little one.
I know. I'm going to try. You ready? Should I do it? Do you think I should do it, Brian?
No, it's the other way. You got to hit the hand. Just the hammer that I had in the videos was too big.
All right, you ready? Here we go. I'm going to try.
Go ahead.
Oh, shit. Dude, I did it last week. Why'd I do it twice? That's respect to you. That's why I did it, man. I couldn't be who you are, Brian. You're a tough guy. You're a great bare knuckle fighter.
And that's why I was so impressed with Gilberto Aguilar, my last opponent, how he wasn't going down with his punches. I was so surprised, bro, because I've literally broken people's bones with gloves. So imagine without gloves.
You're tough.
That's what I'm saying.
You're tough, dude.
I don't know how that guy took those punches, bro. Last fight I learned a lot from the last fight.
Well, it's good you did. It's good you did as you head into this fight. I mean, there's so much, every fight you can learn more. I don't know how he took those punches either if you're punching a hammer. But
I don't know how he did that.
Well, we're excited to see you come back this fight against Dakota High Pine. That'll be fun. August 25th, BKFC 49 in Miami, where you're a legend, as I said. What do you do? I mean, you're fighting. We're watching you fight, and you're amazing at it. But in your spare time, do you do anything else? I saw something on your Instagram. I don't think that you would be the golfing type, but you were out on the greens. Were you golfing?
Yes, bro. I just started doing it recently. I have my best friend. He started golfing a while ago, probably a year ago.
Yeah.
He's been after me, yo, let's go golf. It's good for mental therapy, this and that. You get your time off to yourself, and we have fun. We talk, hang out. And I'm like, you know what, bro? I gave it a try, probably 2 weeks ago, and I liked it. And I was like, man, I've been trying to stay active with the golf, and it's pretty fun.
You're golfing,
it's pretty
right?
fun.
Do you like?
I'm getting ready for a fight now, so I'm not gonna be able to be there too much. But after the fight, bro, I'm gonna be in that field, bro. I like it. I like golfing.
It's relaxing, huh? Do you go 4?
Yeah. It takes a lot of patience too. You got to use your head.
It's good. It's good. You can make deals on the golf course too. That's where you get sponsorships. Yeah. That's what they say, right?
That's another thing too. It's crazy how you said it.
It's true.
How this last time around, I literally was playing golf, and a guy approached us just to talk about golfing, and we actually pulled a sponsor through that.
That's awesome. That's how it works, man. Yeah. But I mean, look, as far as sports outside of fighting, you're doing golf now. And I think I read somewhere, maybe you told me that you were really involved in baseball too, huh?
Yes, I really was when I was a teenager. Well, since 9 to 17, I played 18 actually. And yeah, bro, it was just a sport that I was good at. I was just naturally good, and it's like a culture thing because all Cubans play baseball. Like that, if you're Cuban, you have to box and play baseball. There's no way around it. One of the two sports you're gonna do them, right? So it was more like a family thing that they wanted me to play baseball. My dad was a fighter his whole life. He was a fighter. Yeah. So he didn't want me. He was an MMA fighter in Cuba, so he didn't want me to be a fighter because the blows to the head. So he was like, yeah, let's just do baseball, And he had me in baseball for a while, and then I just didn't like it. I didn't have the love that I had for fighting.
Yeah. Yeah. But as far as baseball, what position did you play? Because I think I was reading, or again, I can't remember. You told me you're throwing. Was it a pitcher you were at 91, 92 miles an hour?
I played catcher and shortstop, but they would put me in tournaments whenever all the pitchers were ran out. Yeah. They would throw me in there because how fast I would throw. And one time I clocked at 97 in a perfect game.
Wow.
A perfect game is one of those tournaments that they bring the best out of every city. Like Miami, they had the best team and things like that, travel teams. So they brought the best of the best. And I remember we were facing a Georgia team in Fort Myers, and I clocked the 97. I didn't even know. And after, there was like scouts coming and talking to me.
You're not even a pitcher.
Yeah, and the coach comes up to me. He's like, yo, did you know how fast did you throw in that inning? I'm like, what? He's like, yo, you topped out at 97. I was like, what? It was crazy, bro. I was a kid. I was 17, 16, around there, bro. Yeah.
So you mentioned the baseball thing. That's interesting. I didn't know that about you. But your father, you said your father didn't want you to become a fighter. Now that you are a fighter and you're doing so well, undefeated, I mean, you're tearing up the bare knuckle scene. Does he watch? Is he interested in your career? Does he not want you to do it still?
He only missed one fight. He only missed my fight against, I think it was Toby. My second fight. It was the only fight that he missed. He's super happy with me now, but it was also because in life after baseball, I took a really drastic turn and I got into the streets for a really long time. I was in and out of jail for a while.
Really?
And the fact that I found fighting, it changed my whole life, and it gave me discipline again in life. And I found myself, I came to love myself again through fighting. And he saw that change in me, and he's just super, super proud right now. And it's like, I accomplished what he wished he could accomplish, which he could have, but coming out of Cuba, such a poor country, and there's no opportunities, communism. You don't have but you can't even own a house in Cuba, So it's like, we come from a country like that, So he never had an opportunity to see me do his dream. He's like mind blown.
That's cool.
And all he knows how to do is call me and give me advice. How you bring it on the weight cut? You got to eat like this. You cannot miss on your vitamins. You shouldn't be sleeping 5 hours. You're going to sleep 8. He's always on top of me. Gets annoying sometimes, but all he wants is the best for me. All he does is give me advice, And
I love it.
He's really happy. Just like my mom, bro. My mom and me struggle a lot in this country, and now that I'm able, soon to retire her and things like that, I'm able to help her now with payments for stuff and,
Fantastic.
Pay her bills and things like that. It's just my whole life has changed, and thanks to this, So
yeah, and it's
like that's why I'm so disciplined. I'm so passionate about bare knuckle, and I see such a bright future because I see what it's done with my life in 2 years. Obviously, like everybody says, like even my coach tells me, like, you put in the work, you did what you had to do, you went in there and fought. The platform is just there helping you, like it helps every other fighter. You made the work, but at the end of the day, you got to be thankful for the people and the opportunities that you get brought to your life, just like bare knuckle, So I'm just thankful to everybody, even people like you, giving opportunities, my little 5 seconds of fame and things like that. It's just things that matter to us as fighters. A lot of fighters don't know how to explain themselves, communicate, and say things like this. But it's the truth, bro. A lot of us are thankful for the things you guys do for us, and that's why I see such a bright future in this company, because look how short of a period of time how much it's grown.
Yeah,
and
it's huge.
I'm one of the pioneers, if you think about
That's
it. In 20
cool, right?
years, my name is going to live forever in the company. So it's something big that, thanks to you guys, we're able to do. So
well, I always
I'm
say,
really happy where we're heading, bro. I'm really happy where we're heading.
Me too,
bro.
Brian. Me too. And I always say thank you to you guys, because we steer the airplane, but you guys put the gas in the engine, the fighters. We kind of work together. So I appreciate you guys as well. You said you had some problems. I noticed you're very motivational on Instagram. Is that why you're trying to kind of steer people the correct way rather than going the way you went? Is that why you have some very motivational Instagrams.
Yeah, man, because there was a point in my life that the people my age around me when I was younger would try to give us drugs to sell or a gun to go do something stupid. And I don't want to be that OG in the street or any of that. I want to be the guy that tells the kids, yo, that's not the right way. Don't listen to that guy. This is the right way. Like, you're going to mess up if you go that way. Like, I wish I had that. I wish I had a guy back in the days on Instagram talking how I speak, so I would have listened to him like, yo, look at this guy. He changed his life. And he really was in that dirt. In and out of jail, really in the streets, gang member, this, that, and changed his whole life around. I can do it too.
How do you get out of that? I didn't even know gang member, but how, like, once I don't know anything. Again, suburban boy.
Once you have a certain level of respect in the street, you can kind of maneuver your way out of it. You know how they say it's life or death? Yeah, it really is like that. But sometimes when you get to a certain thing and the people above you, I guess, see that you're trying to do the right thing with your life, it's not like you're just moving away to just keep doing bad things. Like, you really want to change. You get a certain level of respect, especially when you get to a certain age. You got kids like me. I got 3 kids. Got 2 sons and a daughter. My middle son is autistic, so I changed my whole life around, man.
Awesome.
I won the best out there for the kids, bro. Like, I have a little brother that's 23. I'm trying to get him in bare knuckle now. He's probably going to be in the next event in the Prospects.
Oh, well, I can't wait to see.
He's going to take over. Anthony Duran. He's going to take over the
Anthony
125
Duran.
division.
Don't forget that name, Anthony Duran.
Don't forget that name.
Hey, I'm reading the comments here. Mike is saying that I met his dad in South Carolina, shook his hand. That man is a true worker. Roughest hands ever. It was insane. Super nice guy. That's what they're saying about your dad.
Yeah, man.
So you can tell him.
I come from a hardworking family, bro.
Well, listen.
I chose, like I tell everybody, I never take, you know how people try to like blame it on the parents because no, bro. I chose the street life. I chose my parents. Yes, they were poor, but they tried their best to be the best parents ever. I never had a drinking father. I never had an abusive father like that, you know, with my mom and that, even though they weren't together. But they always tried their best to be the best parent. I chose the bad route, and I changed my life the same way that I chose the bad. I chose the good again. So it's like we can all do it, bro. And that's my point. My goal in all of this is growing big enough so I could become a motivational speaker. You know, that's really my goal in life.
Now you could do that. I think you make a lot of money being a motivational speaker. But before you get to motivational speaking, you have to bust some faces coming up in Miami. So what's the secret? Before I let you go, what's the secret to being undefeated in bare knuckle fighting championship? I mean, it's not everyone can do it. You just be tough. Like, how do you do it?
I'm gonna tell you something that might sound delusional to a lot of people, but only the best will understand this, and only the people that think like me will understand this. And time will tell what the quality of person I am and the quality of fighter I am. I'm gonna tell you quick. I know you guys are short on time, but I started bare knuckle, went straight to bare knuckle with no amateur fights, only 5 months of training with Ryan Perez, which you can ask anybody with HD Davis, the whole camp. I went only 5 months of training, went straight to bare knuckle against Glendale Futrell, which I had a bunch of MMA fights. And I did this from one day to another. I decided one day on a Sunday drunk, hey, I'm gonna fight tomorrow. I went the next day and I started training. Literally, that's how I changed my life. One day I never drank after that. And bro, I went into here and I feel like people don't understand the power of the mind. I promised myself I was gonna be the best in the sport. And that's why I listen to Dave when we speak about, you know, building my career and how to move. And I listen to the advices of the older fighters that already been there, like Luis Palomino, that's in my camp. You know, Jeremy Smith, Pitbull Smith he's a legend in fighting combat sports. You know, I follow a lot of people that give me advice, and I'm open to everybody's advice. So I feel like my mind, before I walk in that ring, before I weigh in, I already won the fight. My only fight is truly making weight. After that, I just do what I work, because I work my ass off, bro. Ask anybody. I work my ass off. People have seen me faint in the gym. I literally work my ass off to that point. You know? So it's like, up here, the physical work is put in no matter what. But now, the up here, I work this every day harder than my body. So imagine how hard I work my mind. I go in that fight knowing I'm going to break them. And no matter what, I'm going to break them, and they cannot break me. They got to kill me. Hey, I'm saying this my first time on this podcast. They got to kill me to ever beat me. The only way they will ever put me out to finish me has to be flat out, and it has to be a lucky punch, or they have to kill me, literally assassinate me in the ring. They would never take me out, because my balls are bigger than anybody that steps in there. Promise.
No, of course, man. And like I said, you just have been on a tear in bare knuckle fighting championship. Can anyone beat you? I mean, obviously, you got Dakota High Pine.
Bro, I don't think at 45 anybody can beat me. And even at 55, I still don't think there's any type of guy that can beat me, because, like I said, up here, nobody's stronger than me up there. No human in that division is stronger than me up there.
On the way out here, Brian, how do you beat Dakota High Pine? What do you do? What do you see? Like, his holes? How do you exploit him? What's your plan?
He's never got a hit as hard as I hit. 100%. And this time around, I have another L's in the hammer. I find another trick that I learned from a 73-year-old man that I'm doing with my hands, that I'm not going to expose this one. This is a trick for me. That when I hit the next guy, it's going to look like a Mortal Kombat game. Destroy bones. Watch.
Finish him. Right?
I'm telling you, Dakota's going to break. He's going to break. He's a really good fighter. He's 12-1 as an amateur boxer, and that's hard. Amateur boxing is harder than pro boxing.
Of course.
Because you don't get to pick your fights. You have to fight whoever's there.
Yep, whoever's
So it's real fight. So he's 12-1 and 1-1, and the last fight got stopped by the doctor, not even him. So he's a tough opponent. I'm not overlooking Dakota, not 1%. I promise you, I'm not overlooking Dakota. I'm going in there like he got the strap, and he's trying to take my name in my city that I bled, sweat, cried, everything in this city. You're not going to take my name in my city. That's 1. And 2, bro, I have 3 kids. My kids are watching every fight. They're at every show. I cannot go down in front of my kids, bro.
Understood.
You know, so it's like I have so much on my shoulders that it's like I'm gonna drop the world on his head.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing. We're looking forward to seeing what you're going to do.
And nothing but love and respect to him. And after the fight, we can go party together if he wants, bro. Nothing but love. But when we in there, I'm killing somebody.
You have
that's
to.
how I see it.
That's the attitude you have to take, man. And I was just going to tell you, you're a Miami legend. You're becoming a worldwide legend. We're proud to have you on the show. I wish you a lot. I appreciate you, man. Wish you a lot of luck. Thanks for taking the time today. Not even luck.
I just wish you a good shout out to the other boys in the room, man.
That's
shout
it.
Out to everybody, bro.
Now spell your name correctly. Brian, and we'll talk again real soon. And seriously,
I love you, Brian.
Let me wipe up my mess. Hold on, let me wipe up my mess. Thank you for being on time. You're the nicest guy ever. I appreciate it. I know you were on time. I'm the one that was wrong.
Thank you, brother. Nah, man, you're good, man. Thank you so much, guys, for real, for having me. And this is just the beginning.
We're looking
This is
forward
just
to
the
it.
beginning. I promise. We're gonna have plenty of this podcast.
Well, we're looking forward to it, and we're looking forward to having you back on again real soon, man, and hearing more about your story. Well, you can check out Brian Duran, Dakota High Pine. That's coming up BKFC 49 in Miami. BKFC.com
Florida.
to grab
The
that
fairgrounds,
app.
Miami-Dade Fairgrounds.
That's right. Buy
Yes,
your
sir.
tickets, but make sure you buy them from Brian, right? He wants that rip.
Yeah, you better come by from Brian. Y'all know how I run the city. Stop it.
That's right. He'll get you the best seats. All right, Brian, thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, thank you so much, guys.
You're welcome. Hey, listen, Brian Duran's the man. I mean, I knew that, and I was a big fan of watching him, but we haven't really spoken that much. He's always polite, always a gentleman, saying hi, hello. And when I heard we were going to have him on the show, I was excited because I knew there's so much depth to him. There's probably so much more we didn't get to. And I know another guy has a lot of depth that also doesn't call America his hometown, doesn't his home state, his home anything, because he came in from Macedonia. We have Gogo coming up challenging Jake Lindsay. It's going to be a huge fight. It's going to be for a world title, biggest fight of his life. He should be coming on any minute. I don't know. I know they're switching stuff because we just went a little long with Brian Duran. Why not go long with Brian Duran, though? I mean, that guy, I didn't know he played baseball. I couldn't believe he played golf. He does not, I'm stereotyping, but he does not look like a golfer to me. He just doesn't. I mean, you see him on the course, you'd be like, this guy golfs? I think he was there to beat my ass or something. Go up in a couple minutes. Before we get to Go, while we have some time here, let's check our format because we're all blowing up now. Oh, we got Go in? All right, no need to check the format then. Let's go to Go. Let's go to the main man with the plan, Go. Gorion Salveski, how are you, man? That wasn't me. That was the pigs in the...
Why you always mistake my name, brother?
Say it. Go.
No, but the last name.
Because you have a hard name. Say it for me.
Slaveski.
That's what I said, didn't I? You challenging me?
You say
Yeah,
Salveski.
No, and you know why? Let me be honest with you. I'll peel the curtain back a little bit. We have a guy that works here named Evan. Evan constantly mispronounces your name behind the scenes.
Slaveski.
So, now he's acting like he knows it now.
Oh.
So
That's such a lie.
From the bed, it's the
All your voiceovers, I hear you say it wrong.
Well, then correct me. You're saying it wrong from the get-go.
I've always said Slaveski because I know how to read.
My side, man. I thought we were homies like that. But
We are home. That's why look, I call you Go. That's because we're homies. I'm a homie, right?
Yeah.
I'm the first homie.
Yeah, you're a
far from
big
my
homie.
I'm a big homie. That's right. Go. We're glad to have you on, man. I'm excited for the opportunity you have coming up against Jake Lindsay.
Thank you for inviting.
Bro, it's a big opportunity for you. And you haven't even, we were just talking to Brian Duran before you came on. And he is not from the U.S. You're not from the U.S. You're from Macedonia. How long have you been here now?
I've been 9 years now. Yeah,
Wow.
in May I made 9 years.
9
But
years.
I go very often in Macedonia. So sometimes I spend even like a couple of months over there.
Got it. So it's good that you can go back and see your family. But before we get to all that, I mean, when you came here, did you have a hard time learning English? Brian was just saying it was a little hard for him.
I learned from. I mean, I'm not very good at English, but still I learned from music and from movies, and a little bit in school. As much as I try to pay attention.
You're better than I am at English. My English is terrible. I can't even get your last name correct. Listen to me.
Okay, then I should write a book then.
You should. And I don't know what that sound effect was, but I do know that.
Break it, Brandon.
Oh, is that what it was? He broke something else in there? I do know that I had an intern at one point. Now, he's from Hong Kong, and English was not his first language. And I asked him once, and I'm curious to ask you the same question. Different languages have different sounds if you can't understand them. What do Americans sound like? He told me we sound like dogs barking. Like, we have a very ugly language. What did it sound like not knowing?
English. I mean, English is universal. Like all the movies are on English, at least in Macedonia. Or here in Miami, you get a lot of Spanish.
Of course, yes.
So that's kind of new to me a little bit.
But when
English,
hold on. But when you heard the language for the first time, if you can remember, what did we sound like to you? Was it a weird sound?
No, I don't think it was weird. No, not at all. I'm not gonna lie, it was not.
All right, that's it. Well, thank you. I appreciate that compliment. So why did you come to America? I mean, you leave everything in Macedonia. I know it's a very poor area. You were telling me you're from, but why come to America? Did you know you wanted to fight?
Yeah, I wanted to fight, man. I wanted to come over here, try my boxing skills. I always believed that I can be a world champion, but when you don't have opportunities, you feel like you delusional a little bit. Because you don't have a lot of a lot of results behind you to prove it to other people. So basically, not only that you think that you're delusional, everybody else think that you're delusional. So,
well, I think that your parents even thought you're a little delusional. They, from what I was told, they didn't even want you to come here, and you had to lie to them to come here. Said you were just visiting, and then you stayed.
Yeah. But we're not gonna talk about that. Come on, man. I'm not trying to get deported.
Ah, well, look, I do know that when you're in Macedonia before you came here. Let's talk about that. Before you came here, you had a boxing gym, right?
Yeah, I own a boxing gym. I opened a boxing gym because I didn't believe in a lot of Slavic, like school, the old school type of hands up all the time. Even though it was kind of wrong, you need the basics and the fundamentals. But I always I admired Roy Jones. I admired people like that, like Muhammad Ali, with the hands down. So I wanted people that have their own free thinking, their own freestyle, that they box outside they think outside the box, they box like nobody else. So I wanted to do something different, and actually it was pretty successful. I'm not gonna lie.
And apparently, hold on for a second, because I want to ask you a question about this before you get further into it. You were known for sparring at your gym, and you guys didn't do normal sparring. What, like 8-ounce gloves or something for sparring?
Yeah, we don't have. A lot of people don't have over there 6. I don't think anybody has 16. We haven't seen the number 16 on gloves over there. So we spar with whatever we have, with 8-ounce, 10-ounce, one glove, one no glove, whatever we have. And
so I mean, people they just came in, they'd spar with 8 ounces. Wow, I wouldn't come to your gym. I wouldn't spar, but that's me. I'm a big wimp.
Why not, man? We all have CTE.
Well, with 8-ounce gloves sparring, I mean, that gets you ready for whatever you're trying to face, man.
Yeah, they get you ready.
I'm sure. But hold on, other than fighting, I know you love fighting, and that's something you want to do, and we'll get to that again in a minute. We'll kind of rewind this. But as far as sports, did you ever play any other sports? I mean, you look athletic. Were you an athlete?
Yeah, I played soccer 8 years. I did karate until a red belt. I did tennis.
Tennis is hard.
I did wrestling, freestyle.
Let's go to soccer. Hold on. What position did you play in soccer?
I played like the last 4 on the right side.
Oh, okay. A lot of red cards?
Yep. Almost every game.
Go. It was once said, I read about you, you were the king of the red card. If you got a yellow card in the first half, you guaranteed a red card in the second half. Is that correct to say?
Yeah. At one point, my dad was so disappointed and so aggravated because he loves soccer. He was like, you know what? You're just a bad influence. Like, what are you doing? At least stick to school. Like, you bad influence to the team. Like, you making them play with 10 people all the time.
I love it.
And I was like, no, I promise. I'll calm down. And he's like, what's with all that hitting? Because I would buy the cleats with the iron. What do you say? On the bottom.
I know what you mean.
Spikes.
Yeah, spikes. Yeah. Thank you, Evan.
Yeah. So when I stump you, if my coach says, listen, number 10 cannot pass, I'll make sure you won't pass even on the next game.
I love it. I love that about you, Gogo. So let's talk about when you first got here. You're coming over. You were, a 19-year-old kid. Your family thinks you're coming back. You kind of scam your way over here and stay. You end up in Alaska. Alaska, what a place to land when you come here. And when you get to Alaska, I mean, stranger in a strange land, I'm sure. It was weird. What did you do to support yourself? Were you working? Were you fighting right away?
Yeah, I was working in Walmart. Shout out to Walmart.
Did you give out the happy little smiley face stickers? Were you that guy?
No, I was the guy that you guys don't see at night shift. Actually, only I've seen only the crackheads walking in Walmart at like 3 a.m.
So I got friends with all them.
Those kind of people. I would be the stalker, like stalking.
You're stocking shelves, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So you did that in Walmart, and you're when you get here.
I did housekeeping.
No way.
For a hotel, so I know how to make my bed I know how to change pillowcase. What else, bro? Like
But hold on. Now you're opening a whole new can of worms here. You're a housekeeper, and I'd imagine that sometimes people, especially if you look at Evan or Brandon's room after they leave a town, you probably see a lot of weird stuff left over. Weird stuff. What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen as a housekeeper? Something strange that you walked in on, you had to clean up or anything?
As a housekeeper, bro, I've seen some disgusting stuff, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Give me I want an example. Give me one.
I've seen bloody sheets. I've seen all types of sheets. I've seen shit in the bathtub.
In the bathtub?
Yeah.
Andre the Giant used to shit in the bathtub because he couldn't fit on a toilet, so he'd shit in the bathtub. So you had to clean that?
Oh, hell no, I ain't cleaning that.
All right, I was going to say, let's have some.
I tell the supervisor, the manager, I don't. Listen, bro. You can't pay me enough to clean that shit.
Well,
nah.
You'd mentioned to me, because I was going to, this is my transition. We mentioned one time when we were talking that I asked you, I said, why do you fight bare knuckle? You seem like such a nice dude. Every time you're awesome when I talk to you. But you don't seem like you would be a bare knuckle fighter to me. And you mentioned that you have anger issues. So, I mean, that would make me very angry if somebody shit in a bathtub and I had to clean it. But I don't see that. Maybe when we talk, because there's no anger toward me, I hope. But is that live with inside you, like the anger, and you just have to let it out? Does it help you fighting kind of thing?
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't get angry at like in a normal conversation with people that I know. But if I get triggered or if I see some injustice on the street or whatever, or like I feel like somebody's looking at me for a long time or something like that, I get paranoid. I get angry like right away.
All right, never make eye contact with you.
Or if I don't see, like, if I see something that doesn't make common sense, like I have road rage, bad one.
Oh yeah. I used to have that. I've calmed that down. I just don't want to get shot, so I've calmed down. But
that's why when I'm in the car, I'm trying not to listen to gangster rap. I'm trying to listen to like Lady in Red is dancing with me. Like, yeah.
Hey, if this fighting stuff doesn't work out for you, it seems like it's going well. But if it doesn't, me and you might have a career as a duet. We could be like lounge singers.
Most definitely, bro. Like anytime.
Well, the other thing that I think is interesting is I read somewhere that you started fighting when you got to Alaska. You would do smokers and stuff. And
yes,
did you beat a guy? But did you beat a guy that was like what, over 20 pounds heavier than you, one of those smokers kind of thing?
Yeah, I was 180, 183, and he was 205. But my fight, like my other opponent fell off, and he was like, "I want to fight," and I was like, "Well, I don't have an opponent, so I don't care." Like, you know. And yeah, he was 205, 210. I don't know what was his weight at that time, but it was a good fight. I won on points. I dropped him in the second round, I think.
Wow.
But it was my first boxing fight ever.
Wow.
And it was like I won a world title, man. Like I was all over the news in Macedonia. Like I did something special. I was even wearing like simple shorts. I had braids.
Well,
yes.
Think about if that was all over the news in Macedonia. Jake Lindsay.
And then the next day, I had to go and be a housekeeper.
You just walked in. I know, it's kind of like it keeps you level, right? And you're like, what's going on here? But then hold on. After you left Alaska, I think you wound up, if I can remember correctly, in Chicago. Was this all a culture shock for you, though, coming from Macedonia, Alaska to Chicago? It's had to be different.
Yeah, I thought Macedonia was dangerous, but then I started living in Chicago, and I saw that Chicago is a different animal, bro.
Yeah,
especially on the south side.
Oh, I know. I've read about it. I've seen. I have friends that live in that area. It's a whole different world, man. But as far as when you got to Chicago, I think you told me this one time, if I can remember, that you had to learn how to smile. You didn't understand that I guess it's a different culture in Macedonia or wherever, that it's just different. And they had to teach you like how to smile.
Yeah, I remember one time I was a busboy. I was working as a busboy in one restaurant. I think it was like 2015, something like. And I don't smile, and I'm like with a purple eye because of sparring session.
Look rough.
And the manager puts me on the side and like starts like telling me stuff, you know, like smile this and that. I was a little slow working, like, you know, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't enjoy the job.
Of course not. I hate that. I've done that.
And cleaning tables and
it's
stuff.
not fun. People are
It
slow.
was like, you know, you do this, that, you know, you gotta clean that there. And at one point I was like, hey, you know, like lower your voice. Like, who are you talking to? Yeah, but and he looked at me. He's like, "What? You're fired!" Like, but I didn't know that it worked like that over here. You know,
Well, you learned quick.
I thought that he was just gonna be like, "Oh yeah, sorry, man. I didn't know that I'm like talking to you." And
he said, "Get out." Well, look, it doesn't matter that he fired you. All this stuff was part of your journey as you head to BKFC 49 in Miami. We're excited. You and Jake Lindsay, a world title on the line, man. This is like the biggest fight of your life, in my estimation, and I'm excited for you to see what's going to happen. Why will you beat Jake Lindsay? Why do you think you're going to beat him? Do you see holes in his game, kind of thing? Tell us about that.
Because I come to fight, man. I come and I bring pain. He says that I'm throwing haymakers, this and that, but I mean, we'll see his Bruce Lee defense on all those haymakers that I'm gonna throw. I will throw them again, like on and on. I'm not gonna stop with the same power, with the same animosity. To be honest, I don't care about my face that much. I'll sacrifice it just to land my own punch. If my left eye gotta go or my right eye gotta go, then so be it. As long as I land my punches, you know, that's all I care about. This is something that I really like enjoy it, man. Like we used to fight all the time in Macedonia. We were going with the ultras and on football games and basketball games, and none of us was watching the football games. We were just waiting to end so we can fight with the other team, you know. So
well, then
we didn't care if we were outnumbered, if they had baseball bats or knives or whatever. It was just the adrenaline and the enjoyment in throwing fists and dropping somebody. So I don't care about Jake Lindsay. It's a one person with two hands.
Yep.
He can do nothing to me that I've never seen before. Like, what's the most he can do? Punch me in the face? Okay, and like what?
Then after that, I mean, you've had that's plenty of times.
After that, I'm not gonna stop.
I know you're not.
I will be in his face the whole time. Like I will not stop punching him. Like that's not something that I can promise that I'm not going to stop punching.
Hey, there's no quit in you. We've seen it many times. That's why you're quickly becoming a favorite in BKFC. That's why you're going after a world title, man. BKFC 49 in Miami. You're the main event. It's an honor to have you on here today. Thank you for kind of telling us about your life so we get to know you a little better. We're excited to see you go after the title. Excited to see how your journey continues. BKFC.com. Grab that app. Go. You're the man. Thank you for coming on, brother.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for the invite, man. I appreciate you so much.
Anytime. We'll be following your journey, man. Good luck and have a great fight, okay?
Thank you. Appreciate you. Right. See you on the 25th.
See you, bud. There goes Go. If you could just pronounce his name right, Evan, we'd all be better off for that.
I can't believe you cowered out and trying to put that on me.
I did. What are you talking about, dude? That's not me.
You mean it's not you?
It's when
You're
I work.
the one who says his name wrong.
Yeah, but the problem, I've warned you guys. I've said when we say, not just you, other people too. But if a fighter's name or someone's name is said wrong, and I'm constantly around it, I'm going to say it wrong. So let's try to correct that. All right, Ev?
Well, how would you read your paper that says his name on it?
It says I don't know.
Slavesky, SLA. You say Slavesky.
Why are you telling me you're the one that says it wrong? I'm not going to fight with you over this. I'm not going to. He's got the gun out, the double barrel back there. All right, let's move on, guys. So a lot of great stuff. Go. We're excited for him. But this is something we promised earlier in the show. We like to find this exclusive footage that our camera guys get. Your team, Evan, they're amazing. And it's stuff you don't see on the broadcast. So the first thing I want to check out is everyone's talking about Bryce Hall. Let's do Bryce Hall before, see what he was kind of going through. Because he's a kid. He's a kid. He's never done bare knuckle. He's an influencer. One boxing fight against an influencer. So I was wondering how he's feeling, and we caught this clip.
Getting ready to go, man. How you feel? He's got it. Nervous. And it's not, listen to me. I told you, just don't go hard.
less power you use in your hands, the more you have in your feet. Your feet keep you mobile and keep you away from him and get you close to him when you need to be. Don't worry about heavy shots. Just reach out and touch him and watch him fall. If you touch him clean, he'll fall. I promise. Or just reach out. Just reach out and touch him. Wow. He's going to be fast. It's hard to hit him hard. Just touch him. And he'll go down. He'll go down. That's how I do it.
He doesn't look as nervous as I thought he would, and you got Lorenzo there. Of course, he's going to give you all the confidence in the world. Lorenzo was
what a
pumped.
great coach.
He is. I mean, Lorenzo he's smart. He was a great coach, and I agree 100% of it. And he's business smart too, to put himself in the position to be with Bryce, to up his stock around social media and stuff. There were so many levels to that deal that he did with Bryce, and kudos to him, man. How about Bryce Hall? How he's feeling after the fight, after he got hit with bare knuckles? We have a clip from that too. We can check that out.
First influencer BKFC champion. Let's go, baby.
Bro, you a killer.
Bro, he dazed me.
I know, you did it to yourself. I was like, don't go.
I had to walk away.
Stay there.
I
told all y'all motherfuckers.
Hey,
look at me. Came in, chance here. Fucking go. I speak fast, motherfucker.
I'm so fucking proud of you, bro. I'm so proud of you, bro. Fucking dazed my ass.
All right, there you go, man.
I was screaming, brother. I knocked him down the first 5
All right, you over this clip or what?
I'm waiting. I heard in my ear that you're going to fade out of it. I was waiting for it.
You said, there you go.
All right, there we go. Where's the fade? I thought you were fading out.
You started talking in the middle of the
Well,
clip.
I was told in my ear by the producer.
No, you weren't.
I just was. You said fade it
so
out.
full
What are you
of
going You such a jerk off. All right, so let's look at the other clips we have moving on. The wheels are falling off of this. John Dotson, huge win for him because, it was historic. First ever bare knuckle champion from Albuquerque, crowned in Albuquerque. Everyone was excited. Tingley was packed, sold out, going nuts for him. What did it look like after he won? Let's check out his victory here. Celebration, walk to the back.
What's in her mouth?
It's a billboard mat.
I feel humble, feel blessed. I'm glad that I finally accomplished one dream. Now I got to go to Japan and go do what I said. Told everybody I'm going to knock everybody out. That's what I'm doing right now.
Man, I'll tell you what, he's been saying that since before he started here. On his local news affiliate, we talked with that about that with him, and he's been saying it. He's been doing it. I can't wait to see what else he does. I can't wait to see what's next for him. I'm just excited for more John Dotson. Congratulations to him. Other than that, I mean, we were just talking about the Bryce Hall fight. Let's kind of wrap that up with a little bow here. What happened out of that? What were our fighters in the roster saying about him? All over social media, there was kind of a common theme here. I think we can flash him up here. Let's see, first there was, this guy, he's the man. I love it. This is the dude that's the commentator for ESPN too. Respect to both. Bryce for stepping in there, and G with a broken arm, switched stances and continued fighting. He wants to see a rematch. You know what? I don't know if I want to see a rematch, maybe, but I'd be intrigued to see what happened if G had that arm. I think that would be interesting to see. Luis Baboon Palomino, of course, he's looking for the fight. How about we try this again with someone your own size? I'm open to any weight class in December. So we'll see if that happens. I don't know if Bryce is going to come back to fight or not. And let's see who we have next here. Oh, Brian Duran was just on respect, but G, literally G, switched to lefty and tried to bring the fight with only one arm. I agree with Brian on that, and he was great as well on the show. If you missed him, you're joining late, make sure you go back. Joe Hitman Elmore, maybe he's got a fight coming up soon. Love to hear more from him. Bet they don't let him fight me at 165. That would not be good for him at all. It would not go well. I don't care who he trains with. Joe's a warrior. Yeah, that'd be scary. I don't think Bryce would want that fight either. So that's what some of the fighters are saying about the fight. Not all, but most of them looking to get a money matchup with Bryce Hall. Can you blame him? That's good business for him. Another thing I want to talk about quickly before we get out of here are the signings and re-signings. Now, we brought one up last week. We're going to flash it up there. One of the female division signees. And I think this is important because I didn't see it yet, but I heard a rumor that she's going to be on the Prospect Series now. I don't know if have we released that, Evan? Is that the one?
Yeah, that she's the new main, right?
I heard that. Okay, good. So I'm excited about Christina Christ, the new main event, signed a multi-fight deal where you see what she's made of, and that's what the Prospect Series is all about, kind of getting people getting their feet wet and seeing what they're going to do. So we're excited to see what Christina does during the Prospect Series. And you've probably heard this. We were supposed to break it last week on the show, but things get screwed up and turned around, so we're going to act like we're breaking it. There he is. Mr. Bare Knuckle is back. Mike Perry. Do you think Perry would like that, Mr. Bare Knuckle?
Yeah, he called himself that.
I don't know, man. I know he did, but I just think it's. I'm not going to talk bad about Perry.
Oh, no, please let us know.
No, you're not going to clip this on me. You're not going to take me out of context. Mike Perry, Mr. Bare Knuckle, is back. I call him the Platinum one. I think he would like that too. But we're excited to have Mike back. Mike brings the fight, and he brings the eyeballs too. So kudos to Mike Perry. Excited to work with you again. I know the fans are excited to see you fight again. Another guy that I want to talk about, and I heard a rumor about this. I think it to be true. Tom Shoaf fighting Bryce Henry coming up in Miami, co-main event, BKFC 49. I'd heard this is Tom Shoaf's last ever fight in bare knuckle, and since we thought that to be true, we figured we'd make a little bit of a video kind of looking at his past in bare knuckle, and I think you'll enjoy this as we roll the tape. It's no secret, I've said it. Tom Shoaf has this beautiful art about the way he fights.
He's like an old school boxer. He makes this look like a true art.
Devastating this point. Big left hand. Shoaf's got a really. Oh. Right to the body, left to the body. Down goes Nathan Mitchell. Overhand right, clipping left hook from Shoaf. Nothing decided yet. Good left to the body from Shoaf. Shoaf came out flying, much more measured start, but lands a big 1-2 right there. Not that bad, and there's a big left hand.
Oh, fight is good. Oh!
No!
Whole face is about to swell up right now.
And that's the fourth knockdown recorded by Shoaf. Big shots now. Using the half tie plum, but eating left hands from Shoaf while he's doing it. That right hand. Left to the body on the entry from right. There's the round number one. Comes to an end. Counter right hand by Josh Wright. Now the left hand. The counter right back and right goes down. Close look at Josh Wright.
Oh, terrible Josh.
Down goes right again, and that is it. Tom Shoaf just keeps on rolling. The win in round 3.
And there it is, the Tom Shoaf.
Thanks for the warning on that,
Yeah.
Brandon. Jesus.
Woo, I thought I was going to count that. I wasn't ready either. The Tom Shoaf tribute video, not tribute, he's not dead or anything, but he's not going to be fighting anymore, apparently, after this fight coming up. And big fans of Tom Shoaf, and I think he's done some great stuff for the sport, and we love having him here. So kudos to Tom Shoaf. We're excited and a little sad to see your last fight in BKFC coming up against Bryce Henry. And Bryce Henry, a whole nother animal. I mean, Tom's got his handfuls of Bryce Henry. Tom has his hands full with Bryce Henry. From what I can see, Bryce looks like another young guy on the tear. This youth movement we have going on here, it's incredible. So we're looking forward to that match. Before we get back to what we're talking about here, I just want to shout out the chat as well. A lot of people, Andrew Martin saying he's loving the show. Swervo Cruz is cutting hair at the same time. He's watching the show. He's enjoying it too. Best bare knuckle show in the world from Russell. Oh, Mike and Mish. Okay, well, I agree. They're pretty good. I should read the comments first. We'll take second best. I like those guys. They're good dudes. And then also Mike and Mish are in the comments. Love that too. And then there's a lot of people here just saying they're enjoying the show and they think we're pretty funny guys. That's what they're saying. So I'll take it. Thank you for being tuned in. We appreciate your loyalty. As we move on, don't forget in the chat, Brandon messed up big, lost $6,000 worth of equipment, so we have to punish him next week. We've punished him before for screwing up on the show. Please drop your punishments in the chat so we can think about what we're going to do to him because he lost $6,000 stolen by a homeless man if you're just tuning in. You got to watch the beginning of the show. Stolen by a homeless man. We had camera the guy doing it, and we're trying to punish Brandon now for losing that equipment. So make sure... Somebody said, was that a Rob soundbite? Nice. Rob's getting put over by the chat. I love it. All right, so let's move on to the Conor McGregor news everyone's been seeing. Conor McGregor, who's, of course, been to our fights. He's a big fan of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. I mean, the guy, I was sitting 10 feet away from him. He was having a great time in Denver, enjoying himself. Conor McGregor talking about Bare Knuckle, talking about he'd love to fight, KSI and Bare Knuckle. I mean, something I'd watch any kind of Bare Knuckle with Conor McGregor. But if it wasn't KSI, I was talking before the show with Brandon, who I thought would put that beautiful Conor McGregor photo up of us having him at the show. I mean, that puts us over. That makes us look gigantic. But I don't know why.
Are you surprised at this point?
I'm really getting annoyed with this kid.
That's not in your rundown. You said you were going to scrap this.
Oh,
by the way,
bullshit.
Yeah.
I said it. I changed my. You guys.
Nope.
You know what they
Nope.
do?
You're not putting. You're not
blame
pinning me
on me.
Nope.
They
you're
throw.
not.
Yeah, right. Well, anyway.
Here's your picture.
You showed me the picture before the show, and I said it's a
Socia will
beautiful.
never take responsibility.
I
for
always
anything.
take you guys. Now you're getting
It's
me
an
mad.
inflated-
Before the show, you were
Stop.
like,
No.
we're like, you know what? We'll just scratch that part.
No,
Don't worry about
and
it.
then I said,
Mr.
open your ears. And then I said, this is a great picture that makes our organization look great. So let's keep it in. That's what I said.
in the beginning of the show. But you were gonna, not this
Why
part.
don't you go shoot a T-shirt out?
Why don't you go lose
Yeah.
$6,000?
I already did.
I'm messing with you.
done.
Thank you for getting that up so quick. I know you can get it up really quick without Blue Chew. It's great. So listen, Conor McGregor, we were talking about this before the show, and Broken Brandon and I agreed. I'd like to see him fight Mike Perry here in Bare Knuckle. I think that's what a lot of people would say. That'd be a great fight. Evan, if it's somebody who's on our roster, would you concur with that statement, or is there someone else you'd like to see Conor McGregor fight?
Can it be an intergender matchup?
Sure.
I think Faria takes him.
Faria could. Faria, a tough woman. The women's champion. That's a
We
great
can't
way
find anybody to beat her.
Dude, nobody's going to beat Faria. I'm sorry if you're in the women's division, but she is just tearing up. We've been saying it for years. People fear her. Yeah. So we're looking for, that's a great answer, actually, Evan. I can't tell if you're joking or not, though. I don't think you are.
I'm serious.
You might be. She's tough. We love the misfit here. So that's interesting to see what's going to happen. Anytime that Conor says bare knuckle, we're going to listen because it only helps us, helps our stock. And the last thing I want to get to here is, and I know this is still in the format, the tryouts. The tryouts coming up, and I think he's going to flash this up. Let's see if he'll do it. Oh, he did it. Poor Brandon. We mess with him too much. Saturday, August 19th, coming up, Virginia tryouts in Roanoke, Virginia.
Stop slamming your mouse.
I believe that. I believe, man, we're really getting on him today.
I mean, the mics are up, and he just slams papers around.
Boom! Yeah, he's shuffling. He's quit. I mean, it's annoying. Brandon, stop, dude. So the bottom line is Virginia, Roanoke. I think Red Rims is going to be there too. Brian Maxwell, Chris Lytle's there. This is going to be great because from what I understand, Evan, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this, but
yeah, we can talk.
Okay, we're going to start filming like some kind of series with the tryouts to kind of see where people
we're doing
come
a
up.
whole show.
So we're looking forward to that. Look forward to that on the app. I think Britton Hart's going to be involved with this one as well. It's going to be more content.
If she texts us back, we're trying to schedule her.
Listen, this is ridiculous. Britton, we're trying to give you more shine, man. Text us back.
Text us back.
Anybody has Britton's number, text Britton.
Tell her to get in touch with Nate Shook.
And let her know we're talking positively about her on the Bare Knuckle Show, and we need her to text us back. I mean, do we have to go through all this to get somebody on the show?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
But it's going to be a cool show.
I think so, too.
It's hosted by Lytle. It's going to be, 3 or 5 guys from the tryouts. We're going to basically meet them the day before, see what they do for a living, whatever, and then the next day, they go through the tryouts or whatever, and we're going to go to a couple local places in whatever town we're in. So, like, Lytle's hitting a cool Mexican restaurant or something.
Nice.
So it just gives you a little flavor of the town we're in, and it's going to be like a 24-minute, show. So.
I think it's cool, though, because, you catch these people, like Lorenzo came from tryouts.
A lot of people
Yeah,
do.
everybody. A lot of people. And think about if we saw Lorenzo at the beginning of his journey. We had that footage. We have a little bit, but I'm talking about a show, and we can look back in a couple of years or a couple of months to see the progress. I think that's going to be very powerful. I'm looking forward to that show. Evan, thank you to your crew for putting that together. As far as shows, though, did we miss anything, guys? I think we got through everything today. Yep. Well, I guess we should say sayonara. Goodbye. Pip pop. Cheerio.
See you later.
See you later. I'll do it the right way.
Hold on. I got to find the song.
You got to find a song. Thank you to everybody for joining us. We appreciate it.
Hold on.
Mike wants to see an Eddie rematch. That's good. I like that. Check out the chats. Bring the bed down. You're blowing my ear out. I got to say this. Bring it up. I got to say this. We appreciate you guys. Thank you. I know, Brandon, we ride you too, but we appreciate you. Until next week, we value you, and we can't wait to see you again. Get bucked up and knuckle up.
Party on! Go! Slaveski!
100% gonna be blood. It's just gonna be a war.